Hello, welcome to the Riches and Simple Living. My name's Maria. If you're new here, I vlog mainly about homeschooling, urban homesteading and home life, which normally is cooking in the air fryer. But today I'm doing, well, sort of urban homesteading because I'm taking part in an end of the month collaboration. Every month, normally during the last week, a few of us collaborate together and do video of a garden, vlog our garden, see how it's coming along. And we've been doing this for a couple of years. It normally runs between the end of March and the end of October. So as it's the end of the month, I thought, oh, today we'll do that, because normally I'd perhaps be doing a homeschooling thing, but Sean's on a holiday, so I thought we'll do that. We'll do the collaboration today. Now, the collaboration is hosted by Victoria from Home Educating the Mad Lads, and a few others, like I say, take part. So I'll drop the links to all of them in the box down below, and then you can go across and take a look at theirs too. So yeah, without further ado, we'll go and have a look then and see what the garden's doing. So we're at the back pit where we normally start, and you can see the normal plants I've always got down here. The mint needs chopping again. The chives, got lots of pansies, fuchsias. They've all come in nice. The fuchsia's died back, but it's come back again now. It's having like a second lease of life. That's my blueberry bush. That one died off, but some pansies grown in the pot. I need to clear it out really. More pansies. You can see my chimney. I haven't lit that for years. I've actually put some candles in that. Now this is a stacking pot. I put pansies in, and look, they've all died. They've not done well in there at all. I'm going to get rid of them and not use them again. Got some begonias. This is the pot that's had my rhubarb in that seemed to die off, and now all marigolds have grown in it. I think they've self-seeded. And that's a gooseberry bush. That's done well this year. Hopefully next year it'll do better. Strawberries, they're not doing so well this year. I was hoping by now they'd have sent feelers off them so I could put some little pots and grow more on, but no, they've not done nothing like that. They've barely had any strawberries whatsoever. And the small round pots were the new ones as well from last year, so they should have been doing better this year, but no. This is the clematis. I was worrying about the flowers coming on this. There was no buds on it when I filmed it last month, and suddenly they all appeared, and it's come out in beautiful purpley colour, so that looks really nice. They've got some begonias underneath. They need moving really to get to the light. And this is what I'm going to do with the strawberries. I'm hoping to put them into one of the planters up the garden. I'll sort everything out, move everything around. I may have to buy more next year. I don't know. Quite possibly will, because not one of them have sent any feelers out, so I can transplant them. The other fuchsia, that again has had a new lease of life. And we're going to swing around. And here, the first one was a raspberry bush, but that hasn't produced any raspberries. I think it had a couple, but nothing really much. Then, well, I'll just show you the back of the clematis. That looks nice, how it's come through the fence like that. But then we go into the blackberry bush. That was from one plant. I nearly got another plant to go where we're looking now in that corner. I'm glad I didn't, because this one is going everywhere. It's going through the fence and everywhere. But it's got some really nice blackberries coming on. A lot of them are red, but I've got a couple of black ones. You can just see there. But the wasps keep eating them. They took a liking to them. But as there's only 3 ripe, I've left them. The wasps can have them. But there are quite a few on there that are sort of turning a pinky colour. So I'm just going to leave that to grow. Might have to trim it back a little bit now and again. We've taken the swimming pool down because all we've had is torrential rain for a whole month, rain, and we've not been able to go in the pool. We emptied it, cleaned it, or started to fill it, and the heavens opened, and it's just been rain ever since. So we're just going to put some grass seed down there now and redo it for next year. Here you can see the sunflowers. I've got one sunflower opened, and the stalks are so big, as you can see all the way along. The head of the sunflower looks minute. It's just too small. I thought they'd be really big heads, but they're not. Very tiny. I've got the sweet peas growing along there as well. They're sort of weaving in and out a bit, some nice colours. I wished I could take the netting down, but if I did, the dog would go in and dig it all up. So I don't want to take it down or it's just going to snap all the flowers. You can see the one head that's opened up there. It looks lost amongst these giant stalks. So next year I think I'm going to see if I can get some smaller ones, some dwarf ones or something that's sort of an average size and could just go along the bottom then. And we're going to swing around now and go further up. We're going to go around the corner and look at the tomatoes. Again, these are not doing nothing. Look at the dead leaves. I've got some tomatoes, but they're not doing nothing. I've had none of them yet. None of them have gone ripe. There's barely any flowers on them, and they're just dying because we're having too much rain. There's been no sunshine. It's just been all rain, dull. So it's just killing them. It's drowning them and just killing them because they need sunlight and certainly to ripen the tomatoes. I mean, look at this one at the end. I've got some tomatoes, but the whole plant looks like it's about dead. It's just died off. And it's just not getting the light they need. And they're a bit bunched up there. So again, I want to sort them out for next year and put them in a different place. See if I can make somewhere like a little trellis where they can grow up and get plenty of sunlight. Here we go into the world of Jumanji. My greenhouse. It has just overrun. They've got the melons in there, the cucumbers in there, and look at the size of the peppers. They're growing higher and higher, but there's no flowers on them yet, no peppers at all, just getting higher and higher. And these are the melons, and they're going right the way across. Now I've got some herbs behind the melons on the racking, and there they are, look. And I can't get at them that easily to get them off. I need to transplant them, so I'm waiting for a good spell, and I want to put some in some pots and sort my pots out. But as you can see, look at these, the peppers. They're just not really doing anything. Well, they're growing, they're looking well and healthy, but hopefully some heads will come on them soon. Here we've got the cucumbers. You can see little cucumbers forming. But that's it. They're so weedy and they're not really doing anything. And this one's barely got anything. It's got a little cucumber and it looks like it's going to drop off, to be honest. I don't think it's going to do anything. Here we've got melons. Now, I did have some melons forming. They were coming on nice, but they've vanished. I don't know if they've dropped off most likely. And we've got plenty of flowers, but they just don't seem to be doing anything. I'm hoping we get a few cucumbers because Sean loves cucumbers fresh out the greenhouse. She'll go and pick them and just eat them. But it doesn't look very hopeful. And even at the end, I've got a tomato plant and it's not got a single flower on it. Nothing whatsoever. It's just doing nothing. This year, the garden is terrible, to be honest with you. Not at all happy with it. We grow quite an abundance of food throughout the summer months and we never struggle. You have one or two odd things that are a pain and you struggle with, but not on the scale that we've had it this year. It's terrible this year. In the greenhouse, you'd think it'd do better, but it's not doing much at all. We've got some marigolds going along here. These are quite nice, the marigolds. They were the ones from the original seeds I had. There we're looking at the potatoes. Again, there's an empty pot. Not that I picked them, it's just the fact they've died off because nothing seems to be growing. And the cauliflower next to that, well, I haven't got heads on the cauliflower yet. The leeks are doing well, but you know what? Not everybody eats leeks and we put far too many in. So I think I will be getting rid of some of them, to be honest. More marigolds. Look at them, a sea of orange. They look really nice from those seeds. I think it was a couple of years ago when I had a packet of seeds and planted them. They were out of date, just planted them and they worked well. There you can see the broccoli. We have been having broccoli. That is a success story. We've had beautiful broccoli. Still got plenty more to come. Next to that, we've had the beetroot and there's the onions. The onions are coming along nicely. So hopefully they'll be a success story. The sweet corn, the original sweet corn didn't grow, so we put baby corn in. As you can see, it's growing, but there's no corn coming off it at all yet. So I hope it does at some point. And there's Dean, he's picking the spring onions. We've had some lovely spring onions, beautiful spring onions. And then next to the peas, and the peas are fattening out lovely. So we should get a couple of crops of peas. But yeah, I'm wondering about this sweet corn, what it's actually going to do. Whether it will grow any corn or just a plant. Don't really know. But Dean's picking some of them because we're going to have salad for tea. I could do with planting some more lettuce, but I've got nowhere to plant it. I wanted to keep rotating it. So the garden really has got to be planned out well for next year. I'd like to have a salad garden with an odd few things in that we do eat a lot of, like the beetroot next to where Dean's picking. We've had beetroot off that, we've still got plenty more to have. I think I'd like 2 cages of beetroot, enough to freeze and last all year round because we eat a lot of that. Look at that sky. I was looking at the raspberries and I thought, oh, look at the sky. Raspberries, we've had quite a few raspberries off that. They've grown in abundance. But again, I think I'd like to move them somewhere else, to be honest with you. I'd like to put them somewhere, you know, where I can cage them in a bit. But yeah, looking amongst our seed, I can't see any growing on it. But look at them, they look nice, don't they? They're actually successful. They've grown quite tall as well, those marigolds. First year I grew them from the packet that was out today. They were just small. Last year they were a bit dwindly and spindly. This year they've grown fantastic. I just take the seeds off. There's another one of those planters. I've took it apart. Nothing's really grown very well in them. I'm going to clean them up and just get rid of them. But I've got the lavender there in pots. I wanted a thick lavender and I thought this is what it was, but it's this spindly stuff. I'm not so keen on the spindly stuff, to be honest. I like it where it's like the bush, you know, a bushy lavender. And we've got some lovely runner beans. We never go wrong with them, really. They always do well. Okay, then I've got to go and pick some of these. I'll have to blanch them and freeze them. Because once they start growing, they don't stop and you're inundated with beans. But look at all the flowers. So we're definitely going to get a lot more. It really has got a lot of flowers on it. And we planted less this year. We only planted sort of just past halfway along there. But we're still going to have more than what we need. And there's the spring onions for tea. We just have a peek up here. You can see the other side of the raspberry bush without me going up. I was looking, the pheasants there. We'd sold the pheasants. Somebody was having them, but they didn't show up for them. They didn't seem to want them. So I think we're going to have to put them up for sale again, or free to a good home. Because ideally we'd like to move chickens across. I'd like to get some young ones and put them across there. So, yes, those beans, we're really going to get loads. We tried to cut down, but we're going to get loads. So this is a front garden. We've got a nice row of dahlias, all in different colours, that a friend gave to Dean. And again, I put more of those marigolds along the front. On the front also, I've got my pear trees, my plum trees and my apple trees, which are not, the new ones aren't ready yet. I've not had nothing off them yet. But as you can see, the pear tree there I have. And opposite that, on the other side, the apple tree, that's where I get my abundance of apples. I get loads. So yeah, this is the garden for this year. So if you go along and check out everybody else down below who's taking part, and have a look what their gardens are like. I've got a lot more to do in it. We've got a lot of planning, and I'll let you know all about that as time passes. So that's it for today. If you watch me on Friday, I'm going to be doing something in the air fryer on Friday. So until then, take care, everybody. Bye.